경환이가 아무튼 용기 내서 나왔으니까 자, 두 번째, 세 번째 하는 친구들 긴장하지 말고 괜찮아. 그러니까 잘 보고 소개하고 한번 시작 한번 해보자.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am very honored to be here. First, I'll introduce myself. My name is Mingyong-Hwan, and my hobby is memorizing something new. Also, my best subject is English. Now, I'm going to tell you only one story named The Fire on the Mountain. Please, listen carefully to me. Are you ready?
Yes.
Then, let's start. There lived a young man in the city of Addis Ababa. His name was Ara. He was a servant of a rich merchant. His name was Hussein. He had everything, but he was bored, so he always looking for something new. One cold night, the wind was blowing across the city. Hussein called Ara and said, "Bring some wood for the fire. The room is cold tonight." Ara finished his work and was going back to his room. Hussein said to himself, "How long can a person stay in the cold?" Hussein called Ara again and asked, "Mount Suta is the highest mountain in this country, and a very strong wind blows there. Can a person stay there all night without any blanket, fire, or food?" "I don't know, sir, but isn't it a silly question? Why would the person stay out all night in the cold?" "Yes, it's silly, but can you do that? If you can, I'm willing to give you 10 acres of farmland with a house and a cattle." Hussein said. "Do you really mean it?" Ara asked. "I promise. I always keep my word." Hussein replied. "Then, tomorrow night, I'll do that," Ara said. The next day was windy and chilly. Ara was very worried, so early in the morning he visited the wise man for some advice. The wise man was his close friend. The wise man listened to Ara's story quietly. After a while, he said, "Don't worry, I'll help you. I'll start the fire and you can see it from the peak of the mountain. Just look at the light of the fire. Do not close your eyes. Just think about the fire, me, and your friends. Then you can stand all night in the cold." Ara thanked the wise man and returned to Hussein's house. Then, late in the afternoon, Ara climbed the mountain. Hussein said to one of his servants, "Follow him and watch him. Take a warm blanket with you and stay awake all night." That night, the wise man started the fire. It was like a star in the black sky. The night was very cold. Ara looked only at the fire. He sneezed, coughed, and shook from the cold. But he remembered his wise friend's advice. The fire burned all night. In the morning, the sun came up and Ara climbed down the mountain. Ara was still alive. Hussein was surprised. He asked his servant about this matter. His servant said, "I watched him very carefully all night." "Well, you're a very strong man, Ara. How did you stand the cold?" Hussein asked. "I simply watched a fire on a distant hill," Ara said. "What? You watched a fire?" "I said no fire," Hussein said. "But the fire was not close. It was far across the valley," Ara said. Ara was very sad. He visited the wise man and he said, "See your judge." But the judge agreed with Hussein. Once more, he visited his old friend, the wise man. The wise man asked Halu, his old master, about this matter. His old master said, "Don't worry. Leave the matter to me." Halu was a good man and everybody respected him. He invited Hussein, the judge, and a few friends to his house. They were all excited. From the kitchen came the smell of delicious food, but Halu didn't serve them any food. Finally, one of his friends said, "Why don't you serve us food? We are very hungry." There is the smell of the food from the kitchen. Was it the smell alone enough to fill you up? The smell alone is not enough, the judge said. You're right. Just the smell alone is not a food. Then, is there anyone from the fire far away from Ara? The fire far away was not warm either, Hailu said. The judge realized his mistake, and Hasei was ashamed. The judge thanked Hailu for his advice. He announced Ara is the owner of the land, the house, and the